Have you ever wondered how the United States government is organized? Today, we're breaking down the three main levels: federal, state, and local. Each level plays a unique role in governing our daily lives, from making national laws to handling your local parks. Understanding these differences helps us see how decisions are made and who is responsible for what. In this video, we'll explore what each level does, how they interact, and why this system matters. So, let's dive in and start with the big picture before zooming in on the details. At the top of the hierarchy sits the federal government. This is the national government of the United States, based in Washington, D.C. It has the broadest authority, handling issues that affect the entire country, like national defense, foreign policy, and regulating interstate commerce. The federal government is divided into three branches: legislative, executive, and judicial. Each branch has its own responsibilities and powers, ensuring a balance so no single branch becomes too powerful. Let's take a closer look at what each branch does and how they work together. The legislative branch of the federal government is known as Congress. Congress is made up of two parts: the Senate and the House of Representatives. Their main job is to make laws that apply to the entire country. Senators and representatives debate, draft, and vote on bills which, if approved, become federal laws. Congress also controls federal spending and has the power to declare war. This branch is crucial for representing the people's interests at the national level. The executive branch is led by the president, who acts as the head of state and commander-in-chief of the armed forces. This branch is responsible for enforcing federal laws, managing national defense, and conducting foreign relations. The president is supported by the vice president and a group of advisors known as the cabinet. Together, they oversee various federal agencies and departments, making sure the government runs smoothly. The judicial branch interprets the laws and ensures they are applied fairly. At the top is the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land. Below it are various federal courts that handle cases involving federal law, disputes between states, and constitutional issues. The judicial branch acts as a check on the other branches, making sure laws and actions are constitutional. This system helps protect individual rights and maintain justice across the nation. Federalism is the system that divides power between the national government and the states. This means that while the federal government has certain powers, the states retain others. The U.S. Constitution outlines which powers belong to each level, creating a balance that allows both to function independently but also together. Federalism is a key feature of American democracy, ensuring that no single entity has all the control. Moving down a level, we have state governments. Each of the 50 states has its own government with a structure similar to the federal system. State governments are responsible for issues that directly affect their residents, such as education, transportation, and public safety. They have their own constitutions, laws, and elected officials, allowing them to address the unique needs of their populations. Just like the federal government, each state has a legislative branch. Most states have a bicameral legislature, meaning two chambers, usually called the Senate and House of Representatives, or Assembly. These bodies create state laws, approve budgets, and represent the interests of their citizens. State legislatures often address issues like education, funding, transportation projects, and health regulations. The executive branch at the state level is led by the governor. The governor enforces state laws, oversees state agencies, and represents the state in various matters. Like the president at the federal level, the governor is supported by other elected officials and a cabinet. This branch ensures that state policies are carried out and that public services run smoothly. Each state has its own court system, which interprets state laws and resolves disputes within the state. The highest court is usually called the state Supreme Court. Below it are various lower courts, such as appellate and trial courts. The state judicial branch ensures that justice is served according to state laws and constitutions, and it acts as a check on the other branches of state government. The 10th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution reserves certain powers for the states. These include regulating education, conducting elections, and managing public health and safety. States can also create their own laws as long as they don't conflict with federal law. This division allows states to tailor policies to their specific needs and preferences. Now, let's look at the local level. Local governments include counties, cities, towns, and other municipalities. They are closest to the people and handle everyday services like police, fire departments, schools, and public transportation. Local governments are essential for meeting the immediate needs of communities and ensuring that services are delivered efficiently. Local governments come in many forms, including counties, municipalities, school districts, and special districts. Each type has its own responsibilities and powers, depending on state laws. For example, counties often manage courts and public records, while cities may handle zoning and utilities. Special districts focus on specific services like water supply or public transportation. Most local governments have a legislative body, such as a city council or county board. These groups pass local ordinances, approve budgets, and make decisions about community projects. Members are usually elected by residents and are responsible for representing their interests at the local level. This ensures that community voices are heard in local decision-making. The executive side of local government is often led by a mayor, city manager, or county executive. These officials are responsible for carrying out the policies set by the legislative body, managing city or county departments, and overseeing public services. Their leadership is vital for the smooth operation of local government and the delivery of essential services. Local governments also have their own courts, such as municipal or county courts. These courts handle cases involving local ordinances, minor criminal offenses, and civil disputes. Local judges ensure that laws are applied fairly and help maintain order within the community. This judicial system is essential for upholding justice at the grassroots level. The three levels of government often work together to solve problems and provide services. For example, federal funds may support state education programs, while local governments implement them. Sometimes, responsibilities overlap, requiring cooperation and coordination. This interaction ensures that resources are used efficiently and that citizens receive the services they need. Some powers are shared between federal, state, and local governments. For instance, all levels can collect taxes, build roads, and enforce laws. This overlap is called concurrent powers. By sharing responsibilities, governments can address issues more effectively and respond to the needs of their citizens. While some powers are shared, others are exclusive to either the federal or state governments. The federal government handles things like printing money, declaring war, and regulating interstate commerce. States, on the other hand, manage education, local law enforcement, and public health. This division helps prevent conflicts and ensures that each level focuses on its strengths. The Supremacy Clause in the U.S. Constitution states that federal law is the supreme law of the land. This means that when federal and state laws conflict, federal law prevails. This clause ensures a unified legal system and prevents states from passing laws that contradict national policies. Checks and balances are built into the system to prevent any one branch or level of government from becoming too powerful. Each branch can limit the powers of the others, and the different levels can challenge each other when necessary. This system protects individual rights and maintains a balance of power. Laws can be created at all three levels of government. At the federal level, Congress passes bills that the president signs into law. States have their own legislative processes, and local governments pass ordinances. Each process involves debate, public input, and multiple steps to ensure laws are fair and effective. Each level of government has its own budget and sources of funding. The federal government collects income taxes, while states may rely on sales or property taxes. Local governments often depend on property taxes and state or federal grants. Managing these budgets is crucial for providing public services and infrastructure. Education is primarily a state and local responsibility, but the federal government also plays a role. States set standards and fund schools, while local districts manage day-to-day operations. The federal government provides funding for special programs and ensures equal access to education. This partnership helps maintain high standards and address local needs. Public safety is another area where all levels of government are involved. Local police and fire departments handle emergencies in their communities, while states coordinate disaster response and set safety regulations. The federal government provides resources and support during large-scale emergencies, such as natural disasters or national security threats. Building and maintaining transportation systems is a shared responsibility. The federal government funds interstate highways, states manage state roads, and local governments handle city streets and public transit. By working together, these levels ensure that people and goods can move efficiently across the country. Healthcare is managed at all levels. The federal government runs programs like Medicare and Medicaid, states oversee public health and regulate insurance, and local governments provide clinics and emergency services. This layered approach helps address the diverse health needs of Americans. Elections are primarily managed by state and local governments. States set voting rules, manage voter registration, and oversee the conduct of elections. Local governments run polling places and count votes. The federal government sets some standards and protects voting rights, ensuring fair and accessible elections. Taxation is handled differently at each level. The federal government collects income and payroll taxes. States may collect income, sales, or excise taxes, and local governments often rely on property taxes. These funds are used to provide services and infrastructure at each level, reflecting the priorities of each government. Law enforcement is another area with multiple layers. The federal government has agencies like the FBI and DEA. States have highway patrols and state police, and local governments have police departments and sheriffs. These agencies often work together to keep communities safe and enforce the law. Protecting the environment is a shared responsibility. The federal government sets national standards through agencies like the EPA. States enforce these standards and create their own regulations, and local governments manage parks and waste disposal. Working together, they help preserve natural resources and ensure a healthy environment. When conflicts arise between different levels of government, courts often step in to resolve them. The Supreme Court may decide cases involving disputes over federal versus state authority. This process helps clarify the roles and powers of each level, maintaining the balance established by the Constitution. The structure and powers of government can change over time through amendments to the Constitution or state constitutions. These changes reflect the evolving needs and values of society. Amendments can shift powers, expand rights, or clarify responsibilities, ensuring that government remains responsive and effective. Citizens play a vital role at all levels of government. By voting, attending meetings, and staying informed, people influence decisions that affect their lives. Civic engagement ensures that government remains accountable and responsive to the needs of the community. Each level of government provides different services. The federal government handles national defense and social security, states manage education and transportation, and local governments provide police, fire, and sanitation. This division ensures that services are tailored to the needs of the population at every level. During emergencies, all levels of government coordinate to provide aid and restore order. Local responders are first on the scene, states provide additional resources, and the federal government steps in for large-scale disasters. This teamwork ensures a quick and effective response to crises. Building infrastructure like roads, bridges, and schools requires cooperation between all levels of government. Federal grants may fund large projects, states oversee construction, and local governments handle maintenance. This collaboration helps create and sustain the facilities we use every day. Public utilities like water, electricity, and waste management are typically managed by local governments, but states and the federal government set safety and environmental standards. This ensures that everyone has access to essential services while protecting public health and the environment. Zoning and land use decisions are mainly handled by local governments. They decide how land can be used, where buildings can be constructed, and what types of businesses can operate in certain areas. States may set broad guidelines, but local officials make the detailed decisions that shape communities. Public health is a shared responsibility. Local health departments run clinics and vaccination programs, states coordinate responses to outbreaks, and the federal government provides funding and sets national policies. This cooperation helps keep communities healthy and prepared for emergencies. Social services like welfare, housing assistance, and food programs are provided at all levels. The federal government funds programs like SNAP, states administer benefits, and local agencies deliver services directly to people in need. This layered approach helps reach more people and address local challenges. Public participation is encouraged at every level of government. Citizens can attend meetings, serve on boards, or volunteer for community projects. This involvement strengthens democracy and ensures that government reflects the will of the people. Despite the benefits, having multiple levels of government can lead to conflicts and challenges. Disagreements over funding, authority, or policy can slow progress. However, these challenges also encourage debate and innovation, helping to create better solutions for everyone. Having federal, state, and local governments allows for more tailored solutions and greater responsiveness. Local governments can address community needs quickly, states can experiment with new policies, and the federal government can ensure consistency and protect rights. This diversity makes the system flexible and resilient. To sum up, the United States has a complex but effective system of government with three main levels: federal, state, and local. Each level has its own roles, responsibilities, and powers, working together to serve the people. By understanding how these levels interact, we can better appreciate the strengths of American democracy and the importance of civic participation.